Hi, I'm Jim McCarthy, the Director of Internships and Career Development for the Whaley School of Business and one of the course instructors for Biz 401. On behalf of myself and the other course instructors, I wanted to say welcome to the class and congratulations on securing your position. Regardless of which course section that you're in, the purpose of Business 401 is to provide you with structured reflection assignments as you engage in your professional experience. Through these assignments, you will increase your understanding of your performance and examine opportunities for improvement. As you begin this course, please review these short videos that will provide you with an overview of some professional expectations and suggestions on how to make the most of your experience. Let's get started. The culture of an organization is made up of a lot of unwritten and unspoken rules. So it's important to be observant and pay close attention to learn what's acceptable and what's not. During the interview process and any orientation that you have, you'll be able to learn and ask about expectations related to culture and things like attire, pace of work, meeting norms, communication, work relationships, and just general expectations. Be mindful that there will likely be a big difference between the academic culture here at Canisius and the culture of your professional organization. By spending some time researching online through sites like Glassdoor, LinkedIn, or through their company social media pages, you can get ahead of the game. But overall, you're going to want to keep your eyes open and make sure that you're paying attention to how your colleagues are behaving. One of the most outwardly noticeable aspects of an organization's culture is how people are dressed. And whether it's fair or not, people are going to make snap judgments about your credibility and your trustworthiness in your position based on your appearance. There's a lot of information online related to various types of dress, from casual, smart casual, business professional, and business formal. There's a lot of nuance here. You can check your organization's website for any specific information on dress code, or get clues on how they present themselves from the photos on their social media pages. Your interview process will also help you determine the proper dress for your position. But if you have any questions at all, I encourage you to reach out to your supervisor prior to starting your first day. And while the office may be more casual, you might notice that people in leadership positions dress slightly more formally. It's a good practice to try to dress at the same level as the people who hold the positions that you're intending to reach. And if you need to purchase professional clothes on the cheap, consider visiting a consignment shop where you'll find a variety of clothing options for a fraction of the price compared to traditional clothing stores. Aside from attire, it's worth mentioning here that a common mistake we hear from employers all the time is that students are on their phones during the workday. Even if it's an important call or a text exchange, step away from your workstation or go outside or go to the bathroom, but try to handle private text or phone conversations on your break or away from your desk. If you're on a group text, let people know that you're going to be in and out of the conversation during the day, but just as a general practice, put your phone on silent and put it away while you're at work. Similarly, if you want to check your sports scores, your fantasy football team, or if you're doing other activities that are unrelated to your work, do it away from your desk. Even if you're on a break, not everyone walking by is going to recognize that you're on a break, and you want to be recognized as a productive member of the team. Part of that recognition comes from being someone who works while they're at work. Remember that your supervisor and your coworkers are paying attention to what you're doing, and don't give them opportunities to think that you're slacking off. You will likely use writing a lot to communicate in your position. Remember that a professional email is not like a text. Professional emails shouldn't have spelling or grammatical mistakes, and they shouldn't include slang. Make sure you read your emails through a few times to make sure that your message is clear and correct before sending. All of your professional emails should have a subject title. Start with the name of the person that you're writing to. Include a body, which is what you want to say. And end with a salutation like regards, thanks, or best. And then include your name. And mistakes do happen. And as a last resort, some email platforms allow you to recall or edit an email you've already sent if it hasn't been opened yet. Once you know what communication platform your office uses, See how to recall an email before you need to, because if you will need to, you'll want to do it quickly. If your supervisor emails you, it's best to respond quickly. This is especially true when working remotely. Even if your response is "received, will follow up shortly," prompt communication will go a long way in earning you the appreciation and confidence from your supervisor and your colleagues. Your supervisor can easily lose track of where you are in your work. Supervisors have a lot going on and likely have multiple people who are reporting to them. It's a great idea to email updates, letting your supervisor know what you've been working on. This is especially true with remote work, where it's good practice to write your supervisor daily updates, letting them know what you've been working on and what you finished. As I mentioned before, each organization has their own culture around time. However, regardless of what that culture is, as a student who's trying to make a good impression, you should plan to show up to meetings early. It's very important to stress that you will not be afforded the luxury of being late. My advice: be on time for work, be 2 minutes early for your meetings, and always call in if you're going to be sick or if you're going to be late. Accountability at work is incredibly important. You will probably make a few mistakes during your experience, and that's okay. As a student, you're learning the professional ropes, and you'll be allowed a learning curve. If and when you do make a mistake, take responsibility for it and learn from it. Your willingness to accept responsibility, demonstrate resilience and improvement after a mistake will raise your credibility and will show maturity. Introduce yourself to people around you as early as you can. Try your best to socialize, but with a filter. It's good to talk with your coworkers and get to know them. And while it may seem intimidating, try asking your supervisor or someone you admire in the organization to coffee or to lunch to learn about their experiences and their careers. Do research on their background through LinkedIn and come prepared with a few questions to get the conversation going. Ask for any words of wisdom, and if you click, congratulations, you've just made a good networking relationship. Arguably, the most important relationship you'll have with anyone in your position is the one you have with your supervisor. They will be the person who will assign and review most of your work, and they will know more about your skills and work quality than anyone else. They'll also be in the best position to refer you for a job later on. It's important to manage that relationship well. It's important to start off on the right foot. When you begin your position, you're going to want to make sure that you know what the role is and understand very clearly what the responsibilities are. If there is any confusion about what your duties or responsibilities are, or really questions about anything about expectations, ask those questions early on so that you can put yourself in a position to deliver quality work from the very beginning of your experience. Getting feedback from your supervisor on your performance can be very helpful to identifying your strengths and your areas for improvement. The feedback methods for supervisors vary greatly. In your first meeting with your supervisor, ask them how they usually provide feedback and let them know that you're interested in receiving feedback from them on your performance. We want you to have a good experience. While you're in your position, if you experience problems or if you feel uncomfortable for any reason, please contact myself or your 401 instructor immediately. We're here to help you, and we want to take every opportunity to give you the best chance to succeed in a professional environment where you are treated with respect.